Hey Eberdon, and welcome back to the channel. If you're anything like me, your day probably doesn't officially start until you've had that first glorious cup of coffee. But have you ever stopped to think about where this magical drink actually comes from? The story is way more fascinating than you might imagine, and it all starts with a flock of dancing goats. No, you heard me right. Dancing goats. Legend has it that centuries ago, in the highlands of Ethiopia, a goat herd named Kaldi noticed his goats were acting unusually energetic. They were literally dancing around after munching on the bright red berries of a particular bush. Curious? Kaldi decided to try the berries himself. He felt an incredible surge of energy, a feeling of alertness he'd never experienced before. Excited by his discovery, Kaldi rushed to a nearby monastery to share his findings. He presented the mysterious berries to a monk, hoping they could unlock their secrets together. But the monk was suspicious. He declared the berries to be the work of the devil and, in a fit of disapproval, threw them straight into the fire. But here's where the magic really happened. As the berries roasted in the flames, they released an intoxicating aroma, a rich and inviting scent that we all know and love today. The other monks, drawn by the incredible smell, came to investigate. They raked the roasted beans from the embers, crushed them, and dissolved them in hot water. And just like that, the world's very first cup of coffee was brewed. They found that drinking this new concoction helped them stay awake and focused during their long hours of evening prayer. The secret was out. From these humble and fiery beginnings, the knowledge of coffee beans began to spread. It journeyed from Ethiopia across the Red Sea to Yemen, which became the epicenter of coffee cultivation for centuries. The port city of Mocha became so famous for its coffee trade that its name is still synonymous with coffee today. The Sufi mystics in Yemen embraced the drink, using it in their religious rituals to stay awake for their devotional practices. For a long time, the Arab world held a tight monopoly on coffee. They guarded their precious kawa fiercely, boiling the beans to prevent them from being germinated and grown elsewhere. But you can't keep a good thing secret forever. Eventually, a pilgrim named Baba Budan is said to have smuggled 7 fertile coffee beans out of Mecca by strapping them to his stomach. He brought them back to India, and from there, the coffee plant began its global takeover. By the 17th century, coffee had arrived in Europe, and it was an instant sensation. Coffee houses sprang up in cities like Venice, London, and Paris, becoming vibrant social hubs. These weren't just places to get a drink. They were centers for intellectual discussion, business deals, and political debate. They were called penny universities because for the price of a cup of coffee, you could engage in stimulating conversation with the brightest minds of the day. From the coffee houses of Europe, the Benet continued its journey across the Atlantic to the Americas, where vast plantations were established, forever changing the economic and social landscape of the New World. Today, coffee is one of the most traded commodities on the planet, second only to oil. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry that supports millions of lives. So, the next time you're sipping your morning latte or your afternoon espresso, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey it took to get to your cup. From a goat herd in Ethiopia and his dancing goats, to a skeptical monk's fire, to the bustling coffee houses of Europe, and finally, to your kitchen. It's more than just a drink. It's a global ritual, a shared experience that connects us all through history, culture, and a love for that amazing little bean. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the things we love. See you in the next one.